Connection looks good and the mission is up, so let's try to explain quickly what we're going to do here. As I wrote in the video description, I guess my last EF-18 video was quite popular, and since last night we flew a mission, my wingman and I, with these planes, I figured I'd show you what the mission looks like. It's a fairly action-packed mission where we bomb an insurgent position, but there could be some enemy fighters coming to join us as we're doing that. And so basically I have two F-18s or EF-18s that are going to use Mark 83 iron bombs, just regular dumb bombs, old-fashioned stuff to destroy some targets. So we're operating from Kutaisi here, which is our airfield, and I've set up an IP to the north of the targets so that we can line up, because as you can see the two targets are sort of in that direction like that. And so I'm gonna start with these targets with plane number 2. For the simple reason that I've armed plane number 2 with some more advanced missiles. So I'm stretching reality a little bit here with AIM-120Cs and AIM-9Xs as the air-to-air missiles. Since I'm flying alone, I'll probably have to face most of the fighters by myself, so that's what I figured I would do. And then of course I fly back to my final waypoint and land. I will then take the other plane and go hit the other target here, which has a AAA truck and a few other things here. So I don't think the AAA will be too much of a danger, although last night trying the mission with my wingman for the first time, he had a bit of difficulty hitting his targets, so I had to orbit the sector. And as you can see, there are lots of AAA cannons here and there. And one of them eventually, since I was flying slow and probably not high enough, one of them was able to hit one of my ailerons, and when I pulled a little bit too hard on the stick, one of my wings fell off. So that's something that happens in combat once in a while, so you got to be careful. So I'm hoping to not have to go through that again. For the moment, my zoom seems to be having a bit of an issue, so I'll let it settle there. There we go. Okay. I just wanted to show that there's an SA-6 there close to the enemy airfield, so we'll have to be careful not to get in range of that. But it's a pretty straightforward mission for the attack part. If there are fighters, it might get a little bit more action. We have an AWACS, which is escorted by 2 EF-18s. We have a refueler if we need to, and we might be joined by a Spanish Mirage F1 later on that will help us in the combat air patrol role. So that's more or less what's in store for us, so we're gonna go try it. Guess I can save it again just to be sure, but I saved it earlier. So it says, on this cold December day, our EF-18s will strike an insurgent position in Auti. They have a little bit of AAA mounted ZU-23s and S-60s, but we don't expect them to have anything else for air defense. Neighboring Red forces have sent fighters to harass us lately, so we are free to defend against enemy fighters. Some of our fighters have been equipped with the latest joint helmet mounted queuing system and AIM-120Cs and AIM-9X missiles. We are operating on radio 305 MHz. I wrote FM, but it's AM. I made a mistake there. I changed it here, but not there. So we have the base TACAN, the alternate TACAN, the tanker. We have our AWACS, the AWACS escort. There's even a base helicopter patrol, and Dodge 41, which is the Mirage F1s. So let's start. We'll get a little bit more detail as to what our targets are. I've been trying the Mosquito lately, so that's why you see the Mosquito on the loading screen. And so I will start with the second plane, as I said, which normally is my wingman's plane. So Chevy 2-1. This is our refueler that we can see there. And so I'm now in the cockpit of plane number 2. Whoops, I wanted to just reset this. So yes, this is what the plane looks like. Oh yeah, did I mention it's winter? So yes, we're operating in fairly cold conditions. Have a friendly Spanish C-130 there. We have a ground crew there to help us get things going. So speaking of getting things going, I like to put formation lights, position lights. This plane doesn't have a targeting pod, so I don't have to turn that on. I will turn on the RWR, set EW to the repeat on the HUD, HSI set for waypoint 1, sequence 1. I'll set my stores, which are my Micro 83s, to CCIP. Nose fuse instant. That's all I need to do there. Since we have an AWACS, I'd like to have my data link, so turn both data links on, make sure that they're on, and that seems to be pretty good. Try to make sure everything's nice and good here. You can hear a helicopter. Yeah, there it is. Nice little patrolling helicopter, which is also Spanish. So this is our refueler. These are the AWACS escorts, and this is our patrolling helicopter. And this is the AWACS for NATO. Alright, so I like to set my brightness there in the HUD, then I set the brightness for my helmet display, and I guess now it's time to taxi. Oh, I didn't arm my ejection seat. There we go. Can remove that master caution. I need to set my flaps to half. So we're just going to taxi to the runway and take off. See a Stinger air defense guy there. I think I saw a Gepard AAA there. Yeah, AAA protecting us. And we'll get on the runway and get ready for takeoff. Chevy flight running up. Now. Airborne, gears up, flaps up. And we're going to start heading left for steer point 1. Back off the throttle, back to military power. See the wonderful wintry scenery. And we're gonna climb to Angels 15. Stuck to the AWACS.
Magic 1-1, Chevy 2-1, request bogey dope. Chevy 2-1, Magic 1-1, clean.
So now we have picture clean, no bandits in the area for now. Passing Angels 10. Sometimes it's a good idea to have the air-to-air radar on just to scan what's in the skies. Alright, we're at Angels 15. We're gonna stabilize. I want to stay under the clouds so I can have good visuals on our targets. For this plane I should be pretty lucky because we have troops on the ground that will mark my targets with red smoke.
Magic 1-1, Chevy 2-1, request bogey dope. Chevy 2-1, Magic 1-1, clean.
You can see my M9X missiles there. I'm gonna turn my lights off. There we go. So we get closer to the enemy territory. Go back to my nav mode and check this. I think the target is one of those villages somewhere there. Forget which town it is. Anyways, past the waypoint, so we're going to go to waypoint 2. Gonna set air to ground mode. And there we go. Let's go rock and roll.
Magic 1-1, passing waypoint 2 at 27,000.
Okay, I've got my red smoke there. You can see that I'm a little bit outside my flight plan, but that's because I like to put the target on the window frame there. Let's see, I sort of lost my smoke there. Okay, there it is. Let's go left again. Put it on the window frame like this. And once I feel I'm close enough, I'm gonna dive to the targets. Looks like they're lined up pretty well, so let's go. So I'll try to line up the two smokes so I can hit the two targets in one pass. I also have here a truck park in the village that I can go hit afterwards. But first I'll go for my primaries. Bombs away. Oh, something hit me. Lucky for me, I was able to hit the targets, but one of my stabilizers been taken off, so woo, that's rough. Alright, so I guess we're now in an emergency situation where we're gonna get home. So waypoint 4. Going to jettison what is not necessary, so there. Get the extra weight off. It's one of those imponderables of combat. You never really know what's gonna happen. It's quite hard to predict that you're gonna get something like this happening to you, right? So lucky for us, the plane is still flying, but we're missing an important bit. Got a visual on the airfield there. Lucky for us, it's not a very long flight. I had left the airfield close to the targets in case I would need to reload my weapons, but now we're just gonna try to get home safely.
Passing waypoint 3 at 27,000.
It's our AWACS telling us that they're cycling through their waypoints.
Altitude.
Sometimes when the sky is clear enough, we can see the white contrails of the AWACS, but I don't have time really for sightseeing now because I'm going to try to get this in a landing configuration and hopefully land this safely. So I'm going to give it some flaps. Oh, so Dodge is going airborne. Good thing with Dodge Airborne is that we will have a friendly cap flight. Alright, so I'm gonna need to slow down some more. I'm gonna try to trim it, but It's only like lifting from one side, so it's a little bit scary. Let's see if using the rudder helps to give like direction to the plane, and using throttle for altitude as well. Try to bring this multi-million-dollar plane back to base so that the ground crew can fix it.
Dodge 4, engaging bandit at Wolf 108 for 12 at 9,000.
Touchdown, air brakes out.
Magic 11, pop-up group 299 470 at 500, cold.
Get the air brakes in. We'll get the plane off the runway.
Magic 11, passing waypoint 4 at 27,000.
What I'll do now is I'll just go switch airplanes. I'm going to simulate that here this plane is just going to wait for the ground crews to check for the emergency situation with the tail there. And I'm going to go switch to my other plane, which unfortunately doesn't have the advanced missiles. So if I want to have them, I have to ask the ground crew. So let's give ourselves some 9X missiles at least. And maybe one of the good AIM-120s. Let's do that now.
Rearming. Copy.
So as they're rearming, we'll set our formation lights, position lights. We'll prep the tank for dropping. I'd like to remove this, set this on the SA page, this on bypass. HSI to waypoint 1, sequence
Chevy
1.
11, Magic 11, pop-up group 299 470 at 1,500 knots.
Okay, so we're rearmed. We've got our 9X. This one has a targeting pod, and I have an AMRAAM. So I'll be probably able to go assist my Mirage F1. There are some MiGs to the northwest, 40 miles. So maybe we can go investigate that. Our main mission is still to do air to ground though.
Dodge 4, descending some at Wolf 343 for 55.
So my Mirage F1 is in trouble with the SA-6. So he's been lured into the SA-6 umbrella, I guess. Just reduce the brightness of my HUD a little bit. Set that. Let's go look for fun what we've got. Yeah, he's defending a SAM there. So let's go see what we can do to help. Oh, ejection seat. Always forget my ejection seat. And then my flaps half. Good. It's a bit late to discover all these things as I'm rolling, but better late than never. We are airborne. turn on my data link. Get a little bit of information of what's going on in the air there. And then let's get the stores set up. So I think I'm gonna go drop my bombs on my target, and then I'll go see if I can assist with the air-to-air. So let's switch directly to steer point 2. I'll waypoint designate, and then I can turn on my flare. Okay, so I can see that the targets are there. Probably could have used extra missiles more than the targeting pod at this point, but we're going to switch to air to ground. So I'm going to go back to waypoint so that I don't have the target designation. Although when I do have that, I can see a little diamond on the ground, which helps me to know where my target is. So there they are. Okay, so I'll try to do like a one pass thing where I will attack my 3 targets in one shot. The trucks in the village. The AAA I need to attack. I've lost a little bit of my... Okay, now I see what I need to attack. There we go.
Magic 1-1, passing waypoint 5 at 27,000.
Bombs away.
Altitude.
Bombs away.
Altitude.
Bombs away. We're out of bombs. Got some trucks there.
Magic 1-1, Rob 287.
Got those targets.
At 3,500 knots.
Alright. So now let's switch air to air. I'm gonna climb to exit the area where there's AAA. And so this guy, he's there. Let's go find him. I got something here on radar.
Chevy 1-1, Magic 1-1, pop-up group 296-420 at 3,500 knots.
Drop my fuel tank. We're 17 miles. We'll wait until we have like a better probability of hit. He knows I'm here. Fox 3. Gonna drop 2 flares, crank left. Drop some more chaff. Fox 2. And I got him. I think he's ejected, so we're good. Now we're gonna evade the SA-6. So we have another one at 319. Okay, so he's behind us. Let's increase our radar range. Be going track while scan. Yeah, he's right there. Oh, wrong key. That's not what I wanted. Wanted that. Fox 2. Guns, guns, guns. It's a MiG-21. Where'd he go? He was right there. So now I'm in a bit of a pickle because I'm out of missiles. Okay, he's on my 6 now. Oh, so my other F-18s are helping me out. That's good, because I'll need to reload on missiles. I think we're close to Senaki here, so that's why I was heading in that direction. Is that the airfield? Yeah. Okay, so I'll try to see if I can spot him visually. If not, I'm just gonna try to land to reload. This is my alternate here, Senaki. Is there some yellow MiG on my 6? No? Okay, let's reduce speed a lot and go land. Oh, he's right here. Okay, so now we're in trouble. So let's go to guns. I just heard him go by. Yeah, there he is. Is that a friendly or is it the MiG? It's the MiG. Yeah, if I try to land, he's just gonna shoot me down. Right now, though, he's winning the energy battle.
Altitude.
Hopefully the other F-18's shooting down. They know where it is now.
Magic 1-1, passing waypoint 7 at 27,000.
He was right there and then he disappeared. I knew he was maneuvering. So let's surprise him with a little bit of a scissor. Okay, they got him. Super. Oh, there's another one. There's a 23 there. A 23 I can probably take on with my guns. So as a disclaimer, I gotta say, since I'm the one who built the mission, I know I had put the MiG-23 just for dogfighting, so he doesn't have air-to-air missiles, so it's gonna be an even fight in the sense that we're both just using guns. So that's why I'm going after the MiG. I'll try to confuse him a little bit. Dropping chaff as I make my wide turns. Still hot.
Chevy 1-1, Magic 1-1, merged.
Guns, guns, guns. And he's going down. I see him eject. Whew. Okay. Switching to nav and heading home. How are we doing on fuel? 5.8, we're good. those friendlies fired some missiles, but I don't know if they hit anything, or maybe the MiG-21. Yeah, they got the MiG-21 for me. I guess we can thank them for that. I didn't see the Mirage F1 in the F2 view, so I don't know if he got shot down by one of the bogies. Or the SA-6, because he was struggling with the SA-6 for a while. Ah, there we see the AWACS and their escort. Curious to know what that is. Okay. If I wanted just for fun, I could check where the tanker is.
Magic 1-1, passing waypoint 8 at 27,000.
It's a pretty good distance. I check tanker 28 miles. Yeah, that's him over there, I think. So it's gonna be faster to go to the airfield here than to go to the tanker. I could have tried just to connect for fun, but since we're at the base and we had a good share of emotions, I think we're just gonna go in and land this. So we'll switch back to waypoints and go to waypoint 5. Air brake out.
Altitude. Altitude.
And you know what? Only fools don't change their minds. So I'm gonna do one of the fun little things I like to do. I'm gonna go do an inverted pass next to the tower, and then we're gonna go visit the tanker. Inverted, you say? Yes, inverted. Gotta keep the tower people entertained, right?
Go right. Go right.
We see our helicopter there. All right. That was crazy. So let's go back on the TACAN. And then we're gonna put our air-to-air radar back to RWS. Gonna put my master arm off. £5,000, but we're going to see the tanker just because it's fun and I haven't done it in a while. There's no danger from any bogies.
Magic 1-1, Chevy 1-1, request bogey dope.
clean on the AWACS picture. The C-130 refueler is at Angels 23, 24. So we're gonna go meet with him. He's coming towards us. Yeah, he's turning there. We see the nice white contrail. And so we'll let him know that our intentions are not to shoot him down.
Shell 1-1, Chevy 1-1, request rejoin. Chevy 1-1, Shell 1-1, proceed to pre-contact at 24,000 at 190.
So we're going to be flying at 190 roughly, but gotta give and take a little bit with the altitude that we're at. We are getting closer to him though. So at this point I'll go radar silence, just rely on my visual. Let's get our probe out. I'm going to set my barometric altitude just for a moment to get things sort of settled here. Then turn the autopilot off. Get closer. Tell them we're ready for pre-contact.
Ready pre-contact. Return pre-contact. Ready pre-contact. Clear contact.
There we go. We'll make it a quick splash because we already have quite a bit of fuel. You can see the AWACS in front, the white line there.
Contact. You're taking fuel.
Alright, that's good enough. We probably took like a few 100 pounds of fuel. Thank you. That was fun.
Support rejoin.
Thank you, tanker. We'll see you on the next one. Alright, so now let's get our flight plan back on. Can go maybe to waypoint 4 to set us up on final. That's our airfield right there. Flying just under the speed of sound. Mach 91, we were at 99 earlier. Those two planes on the ground, that's our friendly F-18s that were escorting the AWACS earlier.
Altitude. Altitude.
Oh, I still have my lights on?
Kudasi, Chevy, 1-1, inbound. Magic 1-1, passing waypoint 1 at 27,000.
They always want to have me land on the runway opposite than the one I'm actually landing on. Ooh, okay. That got jumpy really quick. I gave it a little nudge of trim and nose went up like really quick.
Kudasi, Chevy, 1-1, request landing.
Feet on the pedals. Landing configuration. Got a good speed. Looking nice and good. Good looking plane. It's almost flying itself at this point. I'm not touching anything. I got my hand crossed just across my chest. Don't have to touch any controls. Here I'm just gonna pull a little bit on the stick to do a flare, reduce the throttle. Touch down, air brake out, apply brakes, pull slightly on the stick to help aerodynamic braking. Doing pretty good. So air brake in, flaps back to neutral. And yes, we will taxi to parking. This is going to be a long taxi because I want to go back to more or less where I started, so have to go all the way to the other end of the runway, then get to my parking spot. It's giving me the flap warning for the master caution, but I'm not trying to take off, I'm just trying to taxi very fast. Got another nicely colored C-130 there, colors of Spain. We've got to go past all the hangars. They look nice in winter, the camouflaged hardened aircraft shelters there. They're hidden.
Magic 1-1, passing waypoint 3 at 27,000.
You can see our other C-130 and our trucks and everything there, so that's where we're going. So with my wingman, sometimes we have fun positioning vehicles where we go park our planes, and we call those the beverage vehicles. So After like a hard-fought mission, when you're successfully back to base, you can go park your plane next to the beverage truck, enjoy whatever beverage it is that you like to enjoy after a successful flight. So we'll bring the plane to a stop right about here. There we go. We'll ask the ground crew for the wheel chocks.
Chief, place the wheel chocks.
Copy. Wheel chocks are now in place.
There you go. And so we have our Humvees there that can be used for beverages, or I like to take the one with the 50 cal so I can maybe go shoot some jung 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 jung. That being said, it's time to shut down the plane. We've got our friendly helicopter patrolling nearby in that area there. So there, we're back. So the other airplane we brought back with, well, a missing elevator. But this one looks like it's intact, so it's going to be ready for the next mission. So I hope you enjoyed this little flight with a Spanish EF-18. And on that note, I'm going to say hasta luego, amigos. I hope you enjoyed.